Alright, so everyone, welcome back to part 3 of the bot tutorial. Today we'll be going over commands and stuff, commands, listeners, and also we need to change this part of starting up the bot. So, let's get on to that really, yeah. Okay. So, first of all, we need to change a few things. So, the way that Discord now works is that if we go over to, let's boot this up. We go over to Discord app.com/developers. Right, so if we go over to our applications, you can see we can go to our tutorial bot, and we've got all of these things. So what we need to do is we need to go to our bot, and we need to change some things here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a command that has the server stats that show like how many members are in. And because of that, we need to turn this on. You'll see this like 100 or more servers. If you plan to make your bot just for like your friends or something, like in a server, don't really bother with this. Plan to go further with this bot, you need to be careful, because if your bot gets in 100 servers, this will break in your bot and your bot will fail to work properly, and it will probably error if you try and get server members. So you will need to like click this button to read more here, and you'll need to go ahead and do things and get your bots verified. However, that does require you to be over the age of 18. You need to have an ID, and Discord needs to basically understand that. Like a driver's license is usually good for that. So yeah, we can just go ahead and click save, and there we go. So we can go back to our code here. So it's here. We need to add a few things. So we need to go and do set chunking filter and filter all. Basically what that does is this enables member cache, and then we just set member cache policy. There we go. Member cache policy to all, I think it is. Yeah, and what this basically just, well, it will cache everything from the member, but this line gets ignored if the caching is disabled. So, and it's not disabled because we wrote it here. Yeah, it basically just means that we need to enable the member cache basically to keep a hold of, like, you know, so we don't just constantly make new data. If something hasn't changed, or if we don't need to update something, it's in our storage, it's fine, it's not going to take up so much memory. But, and we're also choosing to cache basically all of it. And here, because we're going to get it, we need to enable the intent of gateway intent dot guild members. And that basically allows us, that's what this is, the privileged gateway intents, basically saying that we can track the server of members or downloads. There you go. So that means we can continue. That's all our startup done. We can continue. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create commands. However, I'm going to teach you 2 ways to do it. And this is why I hate most tutorials about bot programming. So most tutorials will teach you to make an interface. That's not what I'm going to teach you to do. Well, I am, but that will be the second way. The first way I'm going to teach you is the way I taught myself. And it can make commands very long and tedious and annoying to add. That's why I'm going to teach you the second way. But if you're going to add about like a couple commands, there is no way there is like no reason for you to do an interface. It is just stupid. I mean, it's good practice, but I mean, nah, just no. So we're gonna make commands, utils, and listeners. These are all packages, so we can understand where things are, more organization. It just makes it cleaner. So the first thing I'm going to teach you, also going to make a Java class, and it'll be like hello command. And this hello command, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's implements man execute it. No, right. I've got it in my other thing from the side. Right. Oh, seriously? Wow. Made my entire own thing. It doesn't do that. Okay. Righto. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this hello command. We're going to have a listener for public. Not public. What am I doing? Message listener. And then we're going to extend the listener adapter from Discord. And yeah, we're going to override a function called public void on message received. Message received. Now I'm pretty sure if this is named different, you don't need this override for function, but I don't know if that will work because we're extending, so it has to be the exact same. But anyways, just keep it like this. It also looks. So what we're going to do is we're going to prevent some major loop from the bot interacting with itself or with webhooks, so you can really get like massively exploited. If you don't want the bot to ignore webhooks, you can just simply remove this next part, which is event.is.webhook. So what this does is it checks if the author is a bot, and if it is, it will do this in here. So it'll do return, basically meaning like that's it, just end the void. That's it. Like that's all the code to it. And then if that's true, you can do that. Or if it's not true here, it checks this part and goes, okay, is this message a webhook message? And if it is, then it goes return. If it's neither, it will completely ignore this area and will go to here. So here we're going to test to see if this is in an actual server. So this is basically like, what this is this is a text channel. Your normal like Discord text channels that like a general or bot commands or music commands or whatever. That's what they are in code, the text channel. If you want something else like DMs, you could of course do like an else statement, or like what else event.getMessage I've actually done this, so I'm guessing it would be channel type dot private. I'm guessing it would be. You could do that. That would be like your DMs, basically. Yeah. So here, we're just gonna basically say, I have a connection to this. Actually, I have a comment. Sorry. All fine. And there we go. We're gonna add a new hash map, private hash map, and we're gonna have to define it here. God, this video is messy. I'll get back to you when I figure this out. Okay, I think we're gonna scratch all of that, and we're gonna keep this though. We're gonna keep this, and we're gonna change that soon. Keep this as well. This will help later. So if you want to go very simple, you're going to have a few commands. You can come in here and you can check in here, then get the message equals event.getMessage. Oh no, that's member. And then just that. If the message.getContentRaw equals, you can do ignore case if it doesn't need capital letters, or you can just do equals. So we'll do equals, and then like hello, that's the prefix or you can do it like that, or whatever. Just add your prefix here. You can also define it here, like a private prefix, but we're going to define it here. So private static, we'll do b prefix, b for bot underscore prefix, capitalize that. We'll also capitalize that. No, we won't. Equals, and then we'll do that. Actually, that. Oh, we also need a string there. Go. We'll do that. So we don't need that, and then we do main dot prefix or b underscore prefix. Hello. What are you trying to reference? That's good. Main underscore b prefix plus y static, isn't it? I made it private. Oopsies. That, and then lowercase b prefix. There we do that. Then in here we can make a, guess we could do like get the channel, message channel, or you can do text channel. We'll just see what this gives actually. Event.get. We can do channel.get text channel, whatever, you can do that. It doesn't matter really. Channel.send message, and then we can send like hello. And you always have to queue your message. The reason is because Discord will hang. You can do .complete, and that will give you a back. Basically, you can do message, that. It will still send, and if you want to delete your message afterwards, you can do message.delete. Like that. But of course it's ignored because I'm pretty sure it gives off a boolean, doesn't it? It gives off an action basically saying like we could do and what that will do is that will basically say like, oh, keyword and may not be used as an identifier. Okay, fair enough. Basically that will like that will just that basically says like, oh look, like it actually deleted. But you can change it around. So you can change this to like deleted. Clearly not. The lambda expression. Error or something. But okay, it just doesn't. But yeah, you can ignore that. We can get onto that maybe at some point. It depends how long the series goes on for. So you have your message. This and that. We'll actually change that to Q, so we don't have to have that. Have that message hello, and that will say hello back. And we can export that as our shadow jar. Remember, using shadow jar because it just presses everything and makes sure it's packaged with our build.gradle. I also did change source compatibility to 1.11, and I made sure that JDA was up to date. I do recommend making sure that every now and then you go back over into your bot and change it, because Discord changes a lot, especially JDA, and some things break. If you add music, which we might do, Lava Player has broken a couple times, especially with Spotify. Not Spotify, sorry, SoundCloud. And this and that. So yeah, it's basically just got to make sure that everything is always up to date. I think there is something out there in the world that you can get things up to date, like it will automatically say, hey, it needs an update, but I just do it. So we're going to go down and find tutorial bot, which is there. Go here. Nope, that's not what it is. It's a build libs, isn't it? There we go. I'm going to run it. I'm going to go to 1.8 just in case, because I think that might be it. There we go. It always says this, just ignore that. I think I might have said that in a previous video. It's not booted because my token's wrong. I'll regenerate my token and then I'll show you. Oh yeah, I have the documentation. I knew that command right because I don't do it that way anymore. Just to make sure. I'll copy it. You'll see it probably. I won't bother blurring it out. I change it after every video anyways. You could always do .build. Like, you could always wait. Does .build? No, it just gives back a JDA. You could always see if the JDA built. So you could do like JDA equals that. What I've done with Buddy is I get this JDA and put it there. What you could do is if the JDA comes back null, say it failed to log in. So, or you could see if this is a lambda function. I don't think it is. The lambda function? No, it's okay. So you build it, and then say like if JDA no, but I'm pretty sure as well it always becomes null instantly until it's ready. It's always null. So what I've done with like one of my projects called Minecraft Discord Relay is that if when the bot is loading, even if an error occurs in the console, it won't come up to the Discord until that onReady JDA is applied. That's one way I've always checked. You could just make a boolean and say, hey, go from there. But, you know, either way works. It's all really the same. So, we're going to go to, our thing here. And here we're going to go and make sure our bot is closed. So just going to check, run it. Login successful. And it's loaded. So we're going to go here and do hello. And it didn't speak. An error? Nope, it just did. It will be because we didn't add a listener. So what we'll need to do to add listeners. Add listeners. I'm gonna go ahead, builder here. So you can see the builder.add list, add event list. I'm gonna actually builder.add event listener, new message listener. Then we're gonna export it. We're gonna shut this down. We're gonna go here. I'm gonna run it. Log in, go over to Discord, we're going to add hello. It speaks to us. That's one way you can do a command. However, also this will be right now. It fixes that as well. Another thing we can do is we can change this entire command way, which is a way that a lot of tutorials seem to want to teach you. Don't know why. Even if they're going to make like 5 commands in the bot, they think, interface, and they don't explain it. It irritates me. I've watched so many tutorials, and I ended up teaching myself stuff from all my Java knowledge, because half the time they just go, we're going to make this, and not explain what it does. So I'm going to do my best to explain what this so what we're creating is this thing called a command executor interface. You can just go ahead and create it. What a command executor interface will do is we can reference it from this. Now, what we're going to do, it's not very complex at all, I promise you, is we're going to make a boolean execute. If you've ever worked with making Minecraft plugins, what I've aimed to do is I've aimed to make it as similar as possible, so that if you've got knowledge in Spigot like Minecraft and that, this will apply. It will help you. So we're going to make a string like that and call it args. We're going to make a MessageReceivedEvent. Now, some people might choose to like shorten this down and only give you certain parts from the event. I choose to give the whole event in case I need any more information, and it's been so helpful in some cases. So here you've got your string, which is the arguments. So this is like args1 could be like if I show here actually, this would be one argument. If I did hello world, that is 2 arguments, and 0, so args0 would be hello, and then args1 would be world. That's how arguments work. What we're going to do here is, now if you really wanted to, you can make categories. So you can make one of these called an, you can make one of these things called an enum, which is basically like list sort of. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to make a string name. So that will make us define a name for it. We're going to do string description. And that's it. So we can do like a help command to get the name and the description up. And then we can go even further. Making a hash map? No, making a list of strings of aliases. So we can make shortcuts, actually type the command out. So I'm going to go over this again. What this is going to do is, this is I think got a command executor that we've just created, or we can make it even longer, saying a command executor interface. Basically, we have a void or a boolean, which you execute the command code in, gives us 2 things to work with. And it's got a name to the command, a description to the command, and any form of shortcuts. So if you have like server info, but you want to shorten it to SI, we just put SI1. There you go. So that's sorted. Go over to command, and we can do implements and executor. And then what I just did there, I'll show you. So if I click cancel here, you hold Alt, press Enter. Wait, shit. Press Alt and okay, we'll just do that. So make sure it's not imported. You hold Alt and Enter, and that brings that up instantly. Press Import Class, and all that comes up. Then you can hover over this, and it will say like it needs to be declared abstract or implement all the methods. What that means is it needs to, if it's different from the class, it has different functions and this and that, it's not going to have everything. It needs to be named abstract, or it has to implement everything from the command executor and can have more, but it needs to have the default. So we'll implement the methods and we get these. So we click OK, and here we go. So what are all these? Well, holy shit, my okay, there we go. My Streamlabs just broke. It's still broken. I don't know what just went on. Okay, so my thing broke, but it's fixed, sort of. I can't see how loud I'm speaking or whatever, but it's working, according to Streamlabs. Yeah. Okay, so this basically goes over what we've added here, in this. And we're going to add a bit of a comment in case you come back to this code like months later. Always return true. We could actually just do return true here. Oh wait. Ah, okay. Fair enough. I think it's got to have like a void. But yeah. Basically, if you don't want the command to execute, you can keep a return false at the top, and all the code below it will say like, oh, this doesn't run. But the way we're going to implement it is that will send a message saying this command is disabled. Or you can change this to a void, and we can make like a public boolean down here saying, hey, this command is disabled. And that will be much better. to execute. But we're gonna stick with this for now. It does sound a bit cleaner, but it's fine, really. I tried to keep it close to Spigot, as close to Spigot as possibly could, so that if anyone watching has worked with Minecraft plugins, you'll actually understand it a lot well. So first, we're gonna name this plugin. Name this command, saying hello. The description. Hello there. And then aliases, we can do no aliases, or we can make an alias which is string aliases equals new string, and then we want to write how many we've got. So if we've got like one alias, we'll just string 1, and then aliases 0 equals hey. We just get this, turn it class. But we still need to say a message, of course. So we're going to do the message channel event channel equals event.getChannel channel.sendMessage other .key. Or we can change this message to hey or hello. How are you doing? But we're going to keep it at over. And there you go. That's very much summed up all we need to do. Clean it up a bit. So yeah, I do like to space things out just so it's read, so I'll keep it out for you. Don't worry about that. But we can get rid of this part. Well, actually, we need to change this part. So we're going to go ahead and clear this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say try to execute this command. Just say like main.prefix, and then of course it has an IOException. So we have to catch the IOException. And then we can also say like what? Oh shit. Saying here event.getChannel send message error occurred trying to execute and queue it. We're going to change that to exception just so it's stand. Yeah, just a quick gloss over this code to make sure you can understand it. Basically what this says is if we're in a text channel, then we need to try and execute a command. Maybe maybe wrong. No. I mean, it would work, but well, let's change that so it doesn't constantly strain itself. If event.getMessage .getRaw message that get content. We'll just do .get. There we go. That get content raw. Okay, there we go. Dot starts with, and then main dot b prefix. Then we can do all this. It's because I have code. Or else. Yeah. Yep. Fair enough. Okay. Pretty sure it tests for that anyways. Oh, it actually doesn't. Glad I added that. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna just do that, and then that's there. And there we go. So what this will do is, if it's in a text channel for a server, and the message starts with the prefix, would that break actually, because it's all one word? we'll just remove it for now just to double check because I don't have it in my written code. So it tries and executes the command off the event, and there you go. So we'll come over to our main so we can finish this function off so it can work. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and execute our command. So if commands dot get and dot to lowercase, you can see our command is like what the actual command is, removing the prefix of it. Doesn't equal null. Go ahead. Go and execute. So it doesn't equal null. Then we do if. So this means that it exists. Then we can do get the command again to lowercase and then execute. Okay. Oh wait, that's why, because we need to change this. We change it to our command, execute it again. We have that. Then we just write execute again. There we go. Doesn't equal. Oh wait, no, we've already got that here. What's up with that? Oh, args event. We need to give it actual thing. Yep. So it's saying, so as we know, this needs to return true. If it returns false at the start here, what this will say is this command is disabled. We're not wanting it to say that. However, if we ever want it to say that, just say, oh, the event.getChannel, event.getChannel, send message, this command is currently disabled. Q, and that will say that the command is disabled. However, we also added aliases. So we need to do else if aliases, add a new array, aliases, aliases. Dot get and dot to lowercase. All of them are going to be in lowercase, just yeah. Doesn't equal null if aliases dot get to lowercase dot execute args and event, then simply say again. That allows us to do that. Now that's all the executing done. Now before we get even further into this, before we even run it to say, hey, it's done, we need to add one more thing. Now this is my favorite part of this section. This is why I prefer doing method 2, because it gets much better from here. So the first method means that you have to add commands just over and over and over into this part. The second method is that not only is it more organized in its own separate way, but it automatically adds the classes instead of having to do it like a spigot way where you keep having to add the commands in a reference. Or if you've learned to do this, like you've got very skilled at it, then that's fine. But we're going to add a new thing called class utils. We're going to make a public static void called register all commands, and we need this to say that it throws an IOException. Yeah. What we're going to do here is we're going to do class path. Oh wait, no, we need to implement. I think it's like a Google thing. I do believe it's Google, right? right? Oh. It's reflection then, not guava. It's reflection or reflect. So it would be reflection ones. Class path. There we go. That's the wrong one, I believe. Class path, import that one. Nope. We're gonna continue it just to see if it. Class path CP equals class path dot from. Have to go. Dot from. Okay, we might. Dot from. Why? Why? It's Google Guava. Okay. From class utils dot class dot get class loader, and it will say like, oh, this is locked unstable. Just don't even worry about it. cp.get top level class is recursive, and then we need to write our package. So it's that part or whatever you have it as. So me.yes.tutorial.bot and then commands, and it will get all our classes from. We need to write a for each, and then we do class, and there we go. Just write that bracket here. Try class c equals class dot for name class dot get name. Sorry if I'm going too fast as well. This is where we have our class not found, but we'll give it a minute. Then object obj equals c dot new instance. That's basically like writing new class name, like new hello name, new hello name. That's basically what it's doing. And that will give another error to catch on. If the object is an instance of our command executor interface, basically saying an instance of is basically saying, is this command implementing this interface? Is it basically a form of a command executor? And if it is, because it will be, we say command executor, and we cast it as a command executor, because it's not actually a command executor. Like, the code doesn't know that, but we know that, so we have to tell the code this is actually that, even though you think it's an object. So we cast it, we basically say that is it, please understand it is it, and that casting basically will do it. If it ever, and that's what this is. This basically means that this code this part should never error, because we're checking if it is. If we weren't checking and we just said that, there would be a possibility it would. That's why that's. So we do main.commands that needs to implement dot put and executor dot name dot to lowercase command executor, and then we need to add all our catches. So add catch clause. Private access. Why is our command? Okay. Public and public. There we go. And then we could just collapse our box here. So I just hover my mouse over. And there we go. It's all tidy. Look at that. It's tidy. So we're just going to go over this again. So this is our class path that we just referenced. That's just that. We basically just recurse. We're getting all the commands. So we collect every single class within this package here. So if we made a shit ton more, it would just get every single one, and then we loop through all of them. And this looping tries to get that class here to see if it actually is implementing this interface, and then it tries to add it to this array. And there you go. Now you might also realize, why is it not referencing the aliases? Well, that's where we write that part. Yeah. So to touch it all up, we're gonna do class utils.register all command, and then we just write an exception saying it throws an IOException there, and also we do for command executor in commands.values, basically getting all the commands. If command executor.aliases doesn't equal null, basically saying it has aliases, we loop through all the aliases there are within that command, and then we say aliases dot put alias dot to lowercase and command execute, and there you go. If we shadow jar this, you'll see that it actually you can ignore that, it doesn't actually matter. You can see that we don't have an actual thing saying the code here, we just have an actual command with code, which is much tidier. You can see that if we close this, go into libs, run it, see here that it logs in. We go to Discord, we go hello, there you go. And that makes it much easier to actually add a command of your choice. You can go ahead and add many other commands that does many things, or we can try our alias, which is @hey, and it still says it. Why do we get this? There. Just change that. There we go. Then we restart our code again. Discord, do @hey, @hello, same thing. And it's so much easier to tidy. It's much better than a lot of tutorials that try to teach you something. And like, yeah, it's so much better, cleaner, and everything. Like you'll notice, BuddyBot, that's exactly the code that comes from my bot buddy. And it's so cool. It's so nice. Next episode, I'm going to go over how we can make a help command reference these parts of it, and then you can make your own, like, so that we actually don't have to change our help menu anymore. That we just type help and then a command, it checks if it's valid or whatever. If you think you can do that from this yourself, go ahead and do it. I actually encourage you to try. That's one way to get better at coding, is to try yourself. But if you are worried about it, don't worry, tutorial comes soon. I know I haven't been uploading, my motivation hasn't been the best, but we're getting back on track. I've been busy with college work, but we should be okay now. And yeah. I encourage you to give it a shot. Think you can do it? Go ahead, try. Make sure to try and reference this using your array, of course, your hash map of the commands or your aliases. And then, yeah, give it a shot. Don't be afraid to try. If you want to wait until the next episode, that's okay. It shouldn't be long. I promise. Right. So thank you all for watching. I know this has been a long episode. Again, sorry about that. We just had to make sure that we could change this part and get some things done, and I had a bit of issues along the way because I got something wrong, but it should all be okay. And this is now in compliance with the new JDA stuff, the new Discord stuff, which basically asks for presences. So I don't think it should break anytime soon. So don't worry about it. And yeah, thank you all. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.